putting out a solid album, Up From the Ashes.
Thank you.
We love it.
Thank you.
It's been on replay on our iPod since it's been out.
This iPod?
This iPod.
This
right
iPod,
here.
yes.
Would you say the recording and performing together, have you evolved?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, the first album I wrote, you know, just me and another guy, and none of the guys in the band, you know, had anything to do with it. So, you know, that's the first thing that was different. And then, you know, second, like, you know, I think that like playing these new songs live that like we wrote together as a band, where everybody chipped in.
Right.
There's just a lot more invested, you know, musically, emotionally, everything. So, you know, the new songs, they just have more feeling and like more emotion when we play them live. You know, it's like there's that like attachment to them. You know, whereas before it was like the guys could get into it and perform and play and have it be awesome, but you know, those weren't their songs really. You know, and you know, it obviously took a couple years and you know 2 albums to get to, you know, where we're at, but we feel awesome about it.
It's a great album.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super awesome. So the video for Tear It Down was just released, and it's a pretty awesome video. Though I do have a question, and I would like to know what is up with the whole band beating you up.
It was like a last minute like idea that I had. The production company shooting the video originally just wanted to do a performance video.
Okay.
And I was just like, I felt like it wasn't going to be enough. You know, performance videos are cool sometimes, but they've got to be the right type of performance video. You've got to have like multiple setups, multiple looks to have performance carry a video from top to bottom. It can't just be one like setup, you know? Right. So I suggested, you know, storylines, and they were like, well, what can you come up with? And literally like in 5 minutes, I just thought of something like, you know, I had been taken into custody and I had been like interrogated and harassed by some like mobsters, you know, or some like underground gangsters, and they each have their way with me, and then at the end I kind of break free and I turned it around on, you know, on at least the crime boss, which is played by Joey Rocks. So, you know, I wanted something that had like some relation to like the lyrical content of the song, and the song is about, you know, breaking free from, you know, the weight that's put on a band by a label, by, you know, management, by, you know, by radio, anybody involved that like wants a band or expects a band to do certain things, and pushes them to do something that they feel that, you know, they can market or promote. And it's about the band kind of stepping back and doing their own thing and being their own creative artists, and, you know, kind of saying, you know, to hell with everything else, like we want to make a record, or, you know, we want to do something creatively that is us and not just be, you know, another like cookie cutter, you know, band or artist. And, you know, the song, like video wise, visually, is just about, you know, me breaking free and, you know, just kind of trying to tie in the whole lyrics and all that stuff.
Nice. Well, we've had the pleasure of seeing you quite a few times, and we saw that you were like probably one of the hardest working bands, because we saw you doing merch, we saw you as a driver, we saw you kind of managing the band. So we wanted to ask you, how do you balance the two, from being the performer and doing the business aspect? I mean, I know that the radio and music industry has changed a lot, so I'm sure that has influenced you.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. But right now we just, you know, we feel like doing things on our own as a band is the best way for us to do it, and financially like stay afloat and be able to like put money in our pockets and pay bills, and, you know, do the things that we need to do personally to, you know, be out on the road. You know, I still feel like we're on our second album, but I still feel like we're a newer band, and, you know, even almost more so now with the new album, and a totally different sounding album. So we just, you know, we do what we have to do, and, you know, it gets tough sometimes separating the two, and but I mean, it's all like cohesive, and, you know, we feel like we got a pretty well-oiled machine for, you know, what we have on tour with us right now. So,
nice.
You know,
I would definitely say it's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. So you guys are on the road all the time and touring and whatnot. What would you say has been like the scariest experience on tour? Because driving around, you guys encounter a lot of stuff. Have you had any close calls or anything crazy go down on the road?
You know, I guess like it was probably a couple of years ago. We were on tour. We were in Columbia, Missouri, and we took our trailer in to get the tires changed on it, and they lifted it up off the jack, and the tires basically like stayed on the ground, which means that the axles were like disconnecting from the frame. And our merch guy at the time, or I guess a couple months before that, I mean, the trailer's not even a week old when we had it, and he was driving it through a gas station and seemingly forgot that there was a trailer attached to it. Rolled in, clipped the pole with the wheel well. I freaked out, you know, and a few months later, you know, after like, you know, 2 more months of touring, you know, we had this like major problem on our hands. So it was just scary, and, you know, moving forward, you know, you don't want to like go out on the road and drop an axle, you know.
Right,
I mean,
right.
to be honest with you, we actually did that once. Our first trailer we had, it only had 1 axle, and Brandon was driving, and all of a sudden, like, you know, the trailer starts fishtailing, freaking out. We see this black thing just fly by us at like 70 miles an hour. We're like, what the hell was that? There's sparks flying up, kicking up everywhere. The axle had snapped, and the tire had come flying off.
Oh my God.
And it just kept rolling at like 65 miles an hour. So that was probably the scariest. But I would say, like, you know, not knowing if your trailer's gonna make it or not is pretty scary, because that's the scary thing is, you know, that thing starts moving around. You know, you just kind of, it's you know, excess baggage that you have to worry about and you know, take into consideration.
Definitely. Well, we're going to do a little speed round with you. We're going to ask you, we're going to fire off some questions. Just answer as fast as you can, whatever comes to top of mind. We're going to start off by asking you, what's your biggest fear?
Brown recluse, black widows.
Dogs or cats?
Both.
Favorite color?
Purple.
Beverage of choice?
Diet Coke.
Boxing or UFC?
Boxing by a landslide.
Biggest pet peeve?
Poor hygiene.
That's a good one. Scary movie, comedy, sci-fi, romance, drama?
Comedy.
And then your favorite pit stop on tour?
Oh, wow. Flying J. Like, that's a proper pit stop.
All right. Nice.
That's a good one.
Cool.
Well, thanks for spending time with us,
Yeah.
James. Good luck on tour.
We ain't taking no more.